Hey, Yinning at Life Gang. It's Kimberley Roberts, your host here. And I'm so excited to deliver little bits of insight on living your best, most extraordinary life with, of course, yin yoga, traditional Chinese medicine, reflexology, and even mindset hacks. So, thank you so much for pressing play on today's episode. Let's do this. Well, hello there, everybody. It's Kimberley, and welcome back to the Yinning at Life podcast, where we slow things down, we breathe a little deeper, and we explore some really cool yet simple ways to feel calm, grounded, and vibrant, especially when we're over the age of 40 and navigating what I consider to be a beautiful, busy season of life. So today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics that I've been kind of diving into a lot lately, if you've been on the podcast, and that's sleep. But more specifically, how reflexology, I call it feet playing, but you'll realize it's so much more than that soon. How reflexology can actually become one of your most powerful self-care rituals to unwind your body, quiet your mind, and invite deep, deep rest and sleep. If you've been tossing and turning lately, or waking up around 2 or 3 a.m. with your mind already halfway through tomorrow's to-do list, this episode is for you. So let's talk about the sleep struggle after 40. I have talked about this on the podcast before, but let's be honest. We're going to dive a little deeper. Sleep gets trickier as we age. We've got things like hormonal shifts, stress, endless screen time, doom scrolling, the mental list that never shuts itself off. Guess what? It all adds up. Like literally, it all adds up. And in traditional Chinese medicine meridian theory, we say that your yin energy, that's like the quiet, restorative energy, it starts to decline naturally after 40. Real bummer, right? The yang, that's that active go energy, that push and do and hustle energy. It begins to dominate. That's a big bummer. So when bedtime comes, the body's ready to rest, but the mind, it's still scrolling, planning, solving, overthinking, ruminating. Ugh. But here's the thing. Reflexology works beautifully here because it helps rebalance the yin and the yang through the nervous system and through energetic pathways. So why the feet? Like, I don't have a foot fetish here. Like, people say to me all the time, like, you're a foot reflexology therapist. You must have like a foot fetish. No, I don't. I truly, honestly think of the feet as the gateway into the body, into the energy, into the mind, into the nervous system. And here's the thing. Our feet are packed with over 72,000 nerve endings. Just like think about that for a hot second. And every single, what we call reflex point or nerve ending, corresponds to something in the body, an organ, a system, a part. Like, isn't that cool? Like, your whole body is literally mapped out in your feet. And when you apply gentle, intentional pressure, it sends a signal up the spinal cord and into the parasympathetic nervous system. You all know what the parasympathetic nervous system is, right? That's your rest and digest mode, rest and repair, rest and nourish. So I often say to my patients here in my Kanata reflexology practice, like the moment I begin to work with your feet, your entire body starts to melt and your nervous system starts to decompress. shoulders drop, breath slows down, the mind softens. It's that instant message to the body and the nervous system that says, you know what? You're safe now. You can let go. And quite frankly, most of my patients just fall asleep on me and they make the cutest sounds. Like it's hilarious. And then they kind of wake up afterwards and they're like, oh God, I think I was like snoring or I was making sounds. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, why are you apologizing for something like that? That's actually a gift to me. Seriously, the best gift that you can give me when you're on my table is to fall asleep and to really soak in that parasympathetic state. So let's play a little game here. We've got some reflex points for better sleep that I'm going to go through. So if you're listening at home right now, you can try this right away. But if you're driving, come on back to this part of the podcast, okay? Because you don't want to be doing this while you're driving. So we're going to stimulate some reflex points, and I'm literally going to show you how easy it is to AKA play with your own feet. So let's talk about the solar plexus reflex point. This is what I often say is like that reset button. I literally have patients where when I start my treatments with them, I press on this point and they literally, I can feel them starting to decompress. So the solar plexus reflex point is located right in the center of the ball of the foot where the arch and the ball meet. So if you kind of trace a line down between like your second and third toe and you go right to where the ball and the arch meet, right in that center there, that's it. So you want to apply gentle circular pressure with your thumb. And this is the important part, while breathing slowly. Because the combination of the pressure and the breath helps calm your nervous system, relax anxiety that's held in your diaphragm. Okay. And they often say like the solar plexus is like, it's the pit of your belly. So it's like there's a second brain that lives in there. So it's literally like turning it off. Right. And we could all use a little bit of that. So in terms of how long do you want to press and make circular motion? I usually say about a minute. And you want to do this on both feet. You can do both feet at the same time, or you could do one foot at a time. Just depends on your preference. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the brain reflex point, because let's face it, the brain is always on, and let's start to turn it down a little bit. Okay. So this point is located on the very top of your toes. You're starting with the big toe and you're going all the way to the baby toe. So right on the very top. Okay. This is going to help again to shift into the parasympathetic state. It's going to help quiet the mind. And if you're a ruminator or an overthinker or overanalyzer, this is going to help. This is also really good for headaches, migraines, or just any kind of like head tension that you have. And it also helps with, balancing your whole body. So again, it's applying gentle circular pressure on the tip of each one of your toes. Okay. I say roughly you want to spend about a minute again on each toe, and you're going to do all 10 toes. Okay. And I'll tell you, sometimes that alone can be enough to be like, oh, okay, I'm chilling. Now, the third one I want to talk about, and this is a little bit more towards our yin energy, okay? We want to really keep that yin energy in us. So this is the kidney reflex point. And in Chinese medicine, meridian theory, the kidneys are considered our organs of longevity, vitality. It's where our vital essence, our jing, lives. And this is what predetermines how long we have on this planet in this flesh and bones, blood body, right? So the more we're in hustle culture mode of do, the more we're in our yang energy. That means the less we're in the yin energy, which makes this point so important to stimulate. So where you're going to go to find this point is you're going to trace a line from underneath your big toe all the way to where the arch and the ball meets, right on the medial side of the foot, okay? And you're going to start to make circular pressurized motion, both feet, okay? This point is deeply connected to fear, fatigue, and that wired but tired feeling. You know what I mean by the wired and tired? Like you're so freaking exhausted, but then you go to sleep and you're like wired like an Energizer bunny. And you're like, great, now I can't sleep. So when you're massaging and stimulating this point before you go to bed, it helps to nourish the body's yin energy. And it helps you feel safe, grounded, relaxed, calm. So again, I want to reiterate that as you're working through each one of these points for about a minute on each one, you're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And you're literally, I want you to imagine like your energy is sinking from in your head down into your feet. You're releasing the day with every single exhale and every little circular motion. So this is about bringing that yin energy to bedtime so that you sleep better, so that you sleep deeper. For my local Kanata reflexology patients, I always say reflexology is one of the most beautiful gifts you can give yourself. Even a 60-minute treatment once a month helps regulate your nervous system, improve sleep cycles naturally without any supplements or any screens needed. And quite frankly, 1 hour once a month is so worth it. And it is a compounding treatment in the sense that what I mean that every single time you have a treatment, your nervous system starts to remember what it feels like to decompress, to relax. So the compound ripple effect is that every time you come to see me, you actually decompress faster, even before you arrive on my table. Now, if there are some of you that are like, I don't live anywhere near you, but I want to learn more about reflexology and how I can help support my body, not just for sleep, but overall, I have got you. I have got you. So inside the SolefulYin Yoga app, I've got self-care reflexology techniques for like helping to support organ health, mental health, emotional health, specific body parts, hormonal transitions, and the library is growing and growing. I literally guide you through gentle self-reflexology and soothing breath work in these practices. But of course, I also have very calming and deeply nourishing yin yoga classes, all designed to slow your energy for the evening so that you can pop into bed and chill and sleep deeply. You can even listen to some of my tune-in audios with your earbuds and let your body decompress. So here is a simple sleep ritual that I want to talk about that you can start to incorporate right now from home. Dim your lights at least 1 hour before bed, so you start to produce more melatonin. Bright lights does the complete opposite, okay? You want to rub, maybe if you've got lavender essential oil or vetiver essential oil, you can mix a little bit of that with a carrier oil like jojoba or almond and massage it into your feet. especially the arches and the toes, okay? And then you can go through that little sequence of those 3 reflex points. And while you're doing that, you're breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, kind of like this. And as you're doing that, you can whisper in your mind, I am releasing the day. My body is ready to rest and sleep deeply. Over time, if you keep doing just this simple sleep ritual, your body begins to associate that ritual with safety and sleep. And even better, on the SolefulYin Yoga app, I have a free sleep breathwork ritual where we do a little bit of pressure point therapy and a little bit of breath work, and it's free. So you can go and download the app, and right away you get immediate access to free classes, and all of which are going to help you to sleep better. Because here's the thing, sleep isn't something that you force. It's something that you allow. And when you care for your feet, it's really like you're caring for your entire body, your entire being. That's why I say, like, when I work on somebody's feet, it's actually, I don't think of it as the feet. I just think of it as the gateway into their body. And, it's really, reflexology is really about nourishing the nervous system, hormones, our energy, making sure our yin is in line with our yang, and just literally coming back into balance. So whether you're looking to book your next in-person reflexology treatment with me here in Kanata, or if you're rolling out your yoga mat with the reflexology and sleep practices inside the SolefulYin Yoga app, remember that your calm begins from the ground up, meaning your feet. I will link up in the show notes how to book an appointment with me and how to get your free classes on my app. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to just say one other thing. If you loved this episode or any of the other episodes, please take a moment to leave a review, because it helps more people discover simple practices for real life over 40. Take care of your souls, because you know what? At the end of the day, they'll take care of you. There is something that is so incredible that's happening in the SolefulYin world right now. The SolefulYin Yoga app, an app that is designed to serve people over 40 who are craving calm, who are craving better sleep, who are craving ease in their body, in their minds, and in their lives, who want deep flexibility and mobility in their body, who want to feel good in their body, who want to live a life that is beyond extraordinary at the age of 40 and way beyond into the 50s, 60s, even the 80s. The SolefulYin app, I invite you to come in, join the membership, and start to explore and discover how yin yoga, along with reflexology, acupressure, breath work, meditation, and even very exclusive yin yoga series that are all designed for people over 40 who are craving that simple, peaceful life. Thanks so much again for pressing play on today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.